Please introduce yourself and tell us about what you do.
My name is Michal Kravcik. I am from Slovakia, from a city Košice in East Slovakia territory, close to Ukraine boundary. And my background is I'm expert for hydrology, water management, and whole life I trying to bring some innovation solution for holistical integrational approach to protect the water.
What was the problem you wanted to solve in freshwater restoration practices?
When we started some activities around people and water in after Velvet Revolution in 1998, I had some knowledges from my research on the Slovak Academy of Science, Institute of Hydrology and Hydraulics. And I have first knowledges which was quite not not very good, with bad signal for perspective, and we on the our experience starting to prepare new water policy in Slovakia after Velvet Revolution. And this concept was the Water for Millennium, which was signed in Slovak Parliament in 1994, I think, in the 2nd June.
What were the drivers for the project Water Framework Directive? Another legal requirement?
The Water Framework Directive was signed in European Parliament in December 2000, and this concept which we prepared in 1994 was earlier, which means was 7 years before, 6 years before, and this concept was similar like European Framework Directive, but flow to more deeply for understanding how to involve to protection of water in the Slovak River together with restore of damaged landscape in Slovakia, because in communistic era was make a lot of mistakes about degradation of and dramatically change of landscape structure, special due to agriculture policy, massive channelizing of rainwater to build regulation of streams and rivers, and the result was that from our first analyzing was that it is hydrological regime and distribution of rain in Slovakia was changed, and one is, for example, growing of precipitation in mountains territory, decreasing of precipitation of raining in lowlands, together with prolonged period without rain. And this data was in the last century, which means we had a lot of knowledges which was quite very serious for needs of change of water policy in Slovakia.
What is important about this project? Its goal? What is special or unique about it?
Special is about how to starting to involve ecosystem and damage ecosystem working for water, because it's if we have a lot of change of landscape with bad condition of, for example, vegetation and paving, asphalting, roofing, and channelizing of rainwater, is starting a lot of rainwater erosion process, and to increase of runoff rainwater with decreasing of saturation of water, infiltrate water to underground, and with this with bad influence on the space of water in underground and soil water, and together with decreasing of vapor water to atmosphere and to sequestrate of carbon due to photosynthesis on the place. And we built some capacity, because it's after this water policy. We are starting to prepare this alternative solution, which was quite simple. And we prepare this alternative against water dams in Slovakia, but not directly to water against water dams, but alternative solution. And this name was Blue Alternative, and we are starting to build capacity around voluntary movement in Slovakia to build check dams, rainwater harvesting of damaged landscape with increasing of saturation of rainwater to the ground and to create better conditions for biodiversity, for example. And you can see in the picture, and we had a lot of trouble after next time, for example, in Haitatras was windstorm. It was completely destroyed 12,000 hectares of forest. And my NGO starting to implement this model, these ideas, how to harvest rainwater and to create a good condition for growing of new vegetation. And we had a lot of activities in around water forest, and the result is this unique, extraordinary knowledges how can to be decided. And for example, another we are have impact to community policy, like for example in my city, and we prepare Košice water protocol, and this Košice water protocol means to how to organize of space on the landscape for opens rooms to harvest rainwater and to create better condition. Together, of course, together for increasing of, for example, flowing better condition on the springs and small streams.
What impact did you anticipate on freshwater restoration and facilitating future projects?
These knowledges which we decided these last 30 years bring some real concrete solution which can to help for fresh water, because it's we know that we have water is followed down from sky, and reality on the ground, it is very important how is distributed with rain which are followed down from sky. And usually we are using the rainwater is a waste. We need to quickly remove. And this is about problem to civilization, not only in Slovakia, but everywhere, and to look about European continent, or for example, I just now monitorize about this California space, and it is after massive danger fire in this yesterday was starting massive flash floods, which mean what is mean and what is reason of this problem, and we need to deeply understand about this how is working of landscape, because for example we need to produce food, we need to produce forest timbers, we need to live somewhere in place, but we need to find solution which will be harvest of rainwater to the ecosystem with creation good space for fresh water.
What measures did you take to achieve the goals of the project?
The last 30 years, we developed a lot of different technology and different system to harvest, how to harvest of rainwater, for example, in check dams, in mountains, in big slope to contour trench. Another solution is about in urban zone, how to harvest rainwater to the green zone from paving, asphalting, from roofs, from ceiling space of roads and parking place and so on. We need to change of whole policy, and idea is about just now we are have big discussion about how to protect water, how to create conditions for sustainability, because its main sustainability is completely dependent on the how manage of rainwater, and we need to involve this process and urban planning process to agriculture policy, to forest policy, to road infrastructure policy, and so on.
What's the project focused on biodiversity?
We know that its main issue it's if 1 cubic meter of rainwater stayed on the nature, starting to produce photosynthesis. And photosynthesis needs to not only water, H2O, but sun and CO2. And due to real situation of water in the ecosystem, it is have influence on the intensity of photosynthesis. And it's produced of biomass, which means, for example, 1 cubic meter of water which are stay on the nature produce around 3 kilograms of biomass. And this biomass, this is food for not only for people, but for animals, from whole fauna on the nature. And it is nature and biodiversity is completely needs. And for example, when I coming to visit our project, which we implemented last time, and I have fascinated about how many birds, how many new life is born on the space, because it's no water, no biodiversity, no water, not life. This is important to understand, and food for life, it is biomass, and biomass it is not only corn or wheat or potatoes, but it is biomass on the nature and outside, and we need to create the sustainability which can to be real needs.
Do you have any experiences with the natural restoration law implementation?
For example, we're starting in this concept to implement after three historical flood wave in Slovakia in 2010, and Slovak government leader was Iveta Radičová. She was a sociologist, a professor of sociology, and he invited to us to implement, to help for Slovakia, and we prepare concept with my colleagues how to increase capacity for rainwater harvest as a model against flooding, which means to solve flooding situation, together prevent to drought. And was 2010, and together, of course, with implementation of helping for thermoregulation, because it's every cubic meter which are vapor to atmosphere, it is consumed of solar energy, and this solar energy transformed to latent heat, and latent heat is transformed to outside, to cold zone, and it is make cool effect. This is extremely important, which means we are starting this, and after that we are with my colleague in US, we are prepared with this global action plan on this concept, and we presented in Boston on the conference of Bio for Climate. We presented